In this video, I want to talk to you about the unit of speed. Let's imagine your dad is sitting in the car. He's traveling at 7 meters per second. So this is his speed. The unit of speed is meters per second. Okay. So in this video, I will talk about this unit here. Let's imagine you want to talk about a length of something. Now let's say the length of a piece of string. You would use meters. Okay. So yes, you could use miles, you could use kilometers, you could use yard, you could use, but the standard unit for distance or length is meters. So try to use meters. Now if you want to talk about, if you want to talk about the length of a string, you would use meters. If you want to, if say you're a farmer, and you've got a choice of buying this field here or this field here, long but thin, you would look at the area. Now the area is basically this length here. So this is like a piece of string here. And that's measured in meters. Now you would get, to work out the area, you would get this length of a string here, and then you would times this length of the string here. So the unit for this length of a string is also meters. So the area, you would get meters times with the meters. So meters times with the meters. That will give you the area. That's why when you express the area, you always have to express it in let's say something squared. So you could say centimeters squared, or meters squared, or maybe miles squared. Well, that's why every time you want to express the area of something, you've got to use something squared, the length squared. This is meters squared is the standard unit for area. So what that means, the standard unit, is that we all try and keep to a convention, rather than one person working in kilometers squared, another one working in miles squared, another one works in centimeters squared. We all came to an agreement that we should all stick to one unit, so it saves us a lot of time converting this to this or this to this. We came to an agreement. So try to use meters. Okay, so hang on. So the length of something, if you want to talk about the length of something, you would use meters. If you want to talk about the area of something, you would use meters squared. If you want to talk about a volume of something, let's say you've got a cuboid here. Okay. Now let's say you've got this cuboid here. Now if you get this length here, this is meters. Okay, and then you would times this here, meters. So that will give you the area of this thing here. And then you would drag it all the way down here. So you would times it with another length here. That's why when you talk about volume, you are basically getting the length times this length here. That will give you the area. Don't forget that's meters squared. And then you would times another meters, times another meters. So here, from your indices, you should know that meters squared times, well, m squared times another m squared, that will give you meters cubed. So that's why when you're talking about volume, you are talking about this. Okay. So remember, when you're talking about area, you're talking about meters squared, because in effect this area here is this length, which is in meters, times another meters. That's why when you're talking about meters, when you're talking about area, you use meters squared. Volume, you've got to use something to the power 3. Okay, so this is a standard unit for volume, meters cubed. Now let's go back to speed. So your dad is sitting in a car. Now let's say he's done 40 meters. Okay, 40 meters in 5 seconds. So this is meters here, and he's done it in 5 seconds. Now well, if you're given the distance and you want to know his speed, if you're given the distance and you want to know his speed, then you would get this total length here, which is distance. Okay, distance, and then you would divide it by the time that it takes for your dad to get from here to here. So basically, if you want to know his speed, you would get the total distance and then divided by the time. So basically, divide it into 5 equal pieces. So it would mean that, well, he would have traveled 8 meters. Well, it would be 8. His speed would be 8. But look at this. If you're given, let's say, the distance 40 meters, and he's done it in 5 seconds. So if you want to know the speed, you would get distance. Hang on. Divided by time. Okay. Now, if you look at the units for distance, well, the units for distance it's like a piece of string. How long is this string here? You would use meters. Okay. So meters. Now, if you want to know the speed, remember this is our speed. If we said get distance and divided by time. So basically you're getting meters, and then you're going to divide by time. Now the standard unit for time is seconds. So you would divide by seconds. Okay. Now from our indices, you can rewrite this as m. Okay. So this thing here is same as saying m times 1 over s over seconds. Okay. Because look at this here. This here you can rewrite it as m times 1 over s, because when you get this times a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. So rewrite this as m times 1 over s. Now from indices, we know that the minute you have something like this to the power of a minus something, you immediately jump to this. Okay, so from indices, we said that if you have, say, let's say m to the power minus something, that would mean 1 over m to the power something. Well, if you don't understand this, then watch the indices section. So when you're here, this thing here, you can imagine it as s to the power of minus 1. Okay, so this here is actually s to the power of minus 1. So basically you're getting meters times the time. That's why the units for speed is meters per second, and it's written like this. So this bit here is like 1 over s. Okay, I'm not well. Let me just reiterate. So if you're given the distance here, let's say 40 meters, your dad's done 40 meters in 5 seconds. Now, if you want to know the speed, it won't be 7. If you want to know the speed, then you would get this thing here, which is distance. Okay, distance divided by time. So basically, if you want to know his speed, you would get this divided by this. But because this video is on the units, I just want to say that if you get the units of distance, which is meters, okay, and then you divide it by time, which is seconds. So this is why, remember, this is speed, okay. So this is why speed is written as, well, you could say his speed is 8 meters per second. You could do it like this. Sometimes it's written like this. Okay. Well, I just want to show you that this thing here, you can also write it like this, meters per second, and you often see this to the power of minus 1, and this is the reason why, because well, you get meters divided by seconds, and then you would visualize it like this, meters times 1 over s, okay, 1 over seconds, and then this thing here is actually s to the power of minus 1. It's just another way of writing it. This thing here is equal to this thing here. And then don't forget you've got to times it by m. That's why the unit of speed is meters per second, like this. Okay?